Guys having issues with your microwave? Well, we are. Stick around, I'm going to show you a possible trick that might be able to fix it if you're not getting any power to it and it's just not working anymore. Okay, so we were having issues with the microwave, and by issues, we had no power, no nothing, no lights. Now, I found in a blog a long time ago, years ago, that there's a fuse in the back of these high-point microwaves. Now, obviously, it's extremely difficult to access. You have to take the whole microwave down. So that's the stage that we're in right now. We got the microwave down. We're going to check and see if this fuse is blown. The first thing is getting the microwave down. It's a two-person job, just, safety first. There's going to be a couple of Phillips head screws up in this cabinet. Undo those. When you do that, the microwave, you're going to have to hold up the weight beneath it. Now, there's 4 brackets back here that the microwave actually sits on. The back of the microwave sits on this. So when you undo those screws, it's not going to just fall right away. Undo those screws, support the weight, and then you kind of have to pop the back of the microwave up off these brackets, rotate it forward, and pull it out. Not the easiest thing. I'm pretty sure it's a lot easier getting down than it is getting back up, but we'll get to that when we get to that. Let's go ahead and take this microwave apart and jump into the back of that and see if we can find that fuse and see if the fuse is blown. Hopefully it is, and that's the problem. But we got the microwave down, and to get to the wiring and fuses and all that good stuff, you have to take this shell off, the outer shell right here. It's basically one piece for the 3 sides. It's not that difficult. I always recommend taking a picture of the screws before you undo them, because a lot of times you have holes back here where there is no screws. So when you put it back together, you're like, okay, where do my screws go? Take a picture anytime you disassemble anything so you have a reference to go back to when you put it back together. Okay, so we got that shell off, and now inside, if you come over here, I'll show you what I'm talking about. We have a little fuse right underneath this wire. You can see it, it's a little tube fuse. I can't quite read it. Maybe a 20 amp, but we're gonna pull that. It looks kind of dark. It looks like that fuse is blown. So we're gonna pull that out, and hopefully this is gonna be the fix. Replace that and plug it in and see if we're good. So we popped that little fuse out. It's a little 20 amp fuse, and it was definitely blown. You can see how dark and black it is, and in fact, it was extremely brittle. We actually broke the little end off getting it out of there, but you can see it. It's a 20 amp fuse. You can pretty much find these anywhere, so we'll go get one of those today. Okay, so we got these fuses. We just ran up to Home Depot and got this. You can get this at Lowe's, any hardware store. I'll also have a link to Amazon if you just want to get them on Amazon. It's just a simple 20 amp Busman fuse. It even says microwave right on it, so it's not too difficult to find. We're going to pop this in. We're going to plug it in and hopefully keep our fingers crossed, and that should be the issue. Okay, got that in there. Let's go test it out.
Holy moly.
Good. It made some sound.
It's a good sign.
Let's just do it real quick.
Okay.
Okay.
Cancel. Okay.
Okay. That actually went a lot easier than I expected. Very, very simple. What do you think?
Better than I thought,
Yeah.
for sure.
Okay, let's plug it in. And if you liked the video today, help us out. Hit that like button, subscribe to our channel if you're interested in more videos like this where we talk about repairs, how-tos, DIY projects, anything full-time RV living. Okay guys, part 2. As you can see behind me, microwave is back down. The job is not finished. So I was hoping that the fuse was going to be the fix, and it was just for a second or two or a day. But usually, as you may know, usually when a fuse blows, it leads to a bigger problem, or there's a bigger problem at hand. That's why the fuse is blowing, because it's protecting something, or the fuse is blowing to protect the appliance from a bigger issue. Now, with this being about 5 years old, I was hoping the fuse had just burned out, it was dead, change the fuse, and that was it. I found out the next morning when Megan closed the microwave door, as soon as she closed the door, we lost power again. The fuse blew. So that made me realize every time we close the door, it's causing the fuse to blow. And I had to take things apart and do a little deeper diving into it. Turns out there's these 3 little circuits, little switches here, that are behind the door that sense when the door is closed safely and securely. Now you can take your multimeter and test these, and it turns out that 2 of them were bad. You can test them for continuity. So I had to order some more of these. This took a little bit more taking apart. I obviously had to take the keypad off, had to pop all this off. Again, take pictures before you dismantle all this. And with inside there's going to be a piece like this that those 3 circuits go into. Anyways, I had to take those 3 out, order 3 new ones. Hopefully we're going to put those 3 back in, and now it's going to register that when the door is closed, everything's safe, it's not going to blow the fuse, and we should be good. We're going to find out though. The whole reason is when you close a microwave door, to keep any kind of radiation from coming out, the 3 sensors have to make sure they're all working to let you know that the door is closed, it's secure, and it's safe to use. So for some reason or another, this was not registering that. Hopefully I can replace these 3 pieces, get it wired back up, put it back together, and we should be good to go, but we're going to find out. And just another quick tip as well, as you can see, I did take the microwave down again, but to actually replace that fuse and to replace these, you could actually get to everything. I was mistaken. You don't have to take it all the way down, but I am kind of happy that I did take it down because it is easier to work on and get to these parts. But you could do it from all up here, and I'll show you how this front panel does come off with 2 screws on the top. You can pop this front metal piece off, access your fuse, and then you can also even take this off all while it's still mounted. Now, of course, that's up to you, whatever you may find easier to do. After I was actually trying to get this out of there, I found it was kind of a pain in the butt, so I'm actually happy that I had it down on the floor and I could finagle it a little bit easier. But let's go ahead and put these in and go from there. So you can see we got the buttons off the front of the microwave here, and that's where this piece right here is located. It's got the 3 circuits for the door switch. As you open and close the door, these little prongs right here go through these 2 holes, and they basically activate these little buttons on the switches. There's 1 there and 1 on each one. Now, when you do test these for continuity and you put your multimeter up to it, you're pretty much going to also have to hold this little button down to make sure you get a correct reading. So I have the 3 new ones in. This is going to go back up inside here, right behind here. The hardest part was getting this out of here. So we're going to try to finagle it back in there and then hook everything back up. You can see we pretty much got it back in position back in here. And you're going to end up screwing it back in. There's going to be 2 screws, 1 here and 1 here. That's going to hold it in place. So these are lined up. Always take a picture when you unplug everything. This is going in the top. This is going to the middle one. And my bottom one is, it's down there. So we're going to get all this screwed in and plugged back in. Okay, I have it plugged in over there. Power works. Open the door. Close the door. Open door. Close the door. We have the new fuse in up here. Again, you don't have to take the microwave completely down. You can pull this metal strip off that's right here in the front of the microwave. There's going to be a screw up here and a screw up here that you should be able to get to when it's still mounted. You can pop that off. You'll have access right behind here with these screws to take this off and get to your fuse right there. And then you also have access to this with the screw here. You can pop this control panel off. You can get to all the wires and get to everything you need if you have to replace the door switches back there. So let's go ahead and mount this back up. So everything seems to be good. A new fuse, 3 new door switches. Tested it out a few times here. It's running, it's working. Close the door, open the door, close the door, open the door. Everything seems to be tight and secure in there. There's no wiggle room. Make sure those switches are in there nice and tight. because if those do come loose and this door is not registering that it's closed properly, you're going to close the door, it's going to blow the fuse because, well, it's like a safety feature. It's going to cut the appliance out so you can't use it. But hopefully this will be it. We're going to test it tomorrow morning, see what happens. Now, I hope this video helped you out if you're specifically looking on how to fix a microwave. If not, maybe you stumbled across the video, bookmark it for a rainy day in case this ever does happen to you. You'll have this to go back and reference. And as always, come back, check us out, get out there, start your full-time RV adventure, because why wait? We'll see you guys next time. Go. Mickey, what are you doing? Make sure those switches are in there nice and tight. Make sure those switches are in there nice and tight. Make sure you have a fuse like that in most and
Should be famous last words.
and fuse. It even says appliance or microwave right on it. All that jingling.
We have dogs.
I know, it's annoying. Okay, let's plug it in.
I'll stand back in case you get electrocuted.
Blows on me. Maybe not. Okay, go bathroom. Simple to find. You can get these at Home Depot. Yeah.